kicking myself because what I'm doing, just quite bear with me, I'll get you in focus. 29. I used to be able to see it. Come on. And pull it back. Wish it was a bit more than focus. That seems a bit crap to me. Anywho. Yeah, that's no good. Get in focus. Guess what we'll have to do. So, Death of Mary is actually a painting about an opera I'm writing called 1666. And I'm trying to, because our world is getting ever more crazy, and I've got ADHD, which is it's nothing to, I don't agree with this going on about this ADHD stuff. It's just a personality type, for God's sake. It's not a disability. Anyway, I can easily get distracted, big deal. So I try to get boundaries to my work, because I just get into stuff so, and I end up doing 5 different paintings, more than that, I've got about 25 paintings on the go, because I just get excited and I get distracted, and it's, and the same goes for music. I must have about 25 songs on the go. So I'm trying to help my brain for getting more disciplined in what I do. And I started writing opera about 10 years ago. I used to write a few of them, this would be the fifth or sixth one. And but I haven't done it because also, it's hard to make money out of passion projects. But I started writing an opera called 1666 about 10 years ago, and I really loved it and I had a good reaction, but my then awful publisher was all about writing pop hits. He couldn't understand operas, and he was just money hungry publisher that just wanted hits. So, and not that it's his fault, it's just the way he was. But it kind of I didn't really get much enthusiasm from them, so I kind of, with that and the money worries, I just kind of went back into writing pop, and I regret that big time. But so I just so now we're in a really weird world where the music business is about to collapse with AI, text to music, Udio and Suno, if you haven't heard of those. They really are they're going to bring down the music industry to some degree. I mean, it might rebuild. So I'm kind of thinking, well, what am I, I might as well do something I'm passionate about. If a meteor hits the earth, I'm not going to sit there and go work at McDonald's. No, I'm just going to watch the meteor hit the earth. It's some kind of, that's kind of what I'm doing, really. But anyway, I won't go on about AI, because Jesus, I do that quite a lot. Anyway, my opera. So 1666, and you think, it's about a Great Fire of London. Well, it's not actually. It's just almost like a prequel to it, the cause of it. And John Rose, who's a baker, here's a hint. This is in 1659. Yeah. And his wife, I've made this story out, by the way. His wife, Mary, is dying of the plague. And this is the scene in the opera, and it's very like tragic, and he just wants her to, you know, he just wants her to eat and drink and don't give up and don't shut her eyes, and eventually she does die, and it's he screams, and it's all very tragic. And but this is, I put like a magical part to the opera where he'll do anything to bring her back to life, and then the devil appears in a kind of like angelic young girl or boy, undecided yet. And you know, partners with him, and he goes, "Oh, you're selling soul, but selling souls is boring." As the devil points out, that's boring. I don't want your soul. He goes, "I'm going to bring Mary," and he goes, he or she, because I'm going to bring Mary back to life for you. But there is a condition. Anything, he says, anything. And well, the deal is that she won't remember who you are. She'll wake up in the middle of a street, not having a clue who you were, no memory of you. But you'll have memory of her, you'll always remember her. And you can't ever see her again. And in fact, if you touch her, she will die. See, that's, not that I'm devil thinking like, but if I was the devil, that seems a lot more fun than just go, "Give me your soul." Because that's the devil playing games with human emotions. So he has the choice of bringing her back to life, but then she'll never remember him, and he can never touch her or, you know, see her again. And she has to go find her way. So eventually he has no choice, he just agrees to it. And that's the prequel for, that's the story of the opera. Anyway, it kind of goes, I won't go through the whole story yet. But anyway, so I was really kicking myself so what I thought is that just to keep my head in the opera, because I have to do paintings and stuff, and also with paintings it's the same problems that I lack direction, because I'm just interested in so much that I get distracted. And I thought, okay, well, why don't you paint paintings of scenes of the opera, just to keep my head in that world. So that's kind of my plan, and this painting is called Death of Mary Road, Death of Mary. And I used Midjourney for a photographic reference. So I just created loads of photographs. I don't think you can see it. Look, let me just show you. That's quite amazing. Look at that, like a film scene. That just blows my mind. See, my plan is to use AI to create an animated film of my musical. That excites the crap out of me. So I'm writing the music, have it finished, and by the time it's finished, there'll be a thing called AI Saara, which is OpenAI's text to video, and that'll be perfected. And there's a few other things that are amazing where I can actually play the roles of every single one, and it just looks absolutely, well, it looks like that picture I showed you, or it can look like, what I'm kind of looking to do is more a Disney cartoon from the 90s, which is kind of amazing. That's kind of what you can, this is kind of what you have to do with AI. You can't get depressed about it. The fact that it can create music that's, frankly, audio, if you listen to the music creates audio, it's frankly amazing, astounding, really. And there's no point getting depressed about these things. It just is what it is. You're not going to stop it. No one can stop it. You just have to accept it. But then what you can do is use it as a superpower. No, there's no way I can afford to do a Disney film. I haven't got £100 million in the bank. But thanks to AI, it's given me the ability for maybe a few £1,000 to create a feature film that looks like Disney, or good enough. So that's my plan. And I think that'll give me focus, because I bloody need focus, jeepers. just find everything so interesting. And it has somewhat calmed me down to go, right, this is what I'm going to do, because I love telling stories. I'll tell you the story this way. This is no, I won't tell you the story. I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, so I started painting this, and then as I got halfway through, I went, oh, why am I not filming this? Because I can put the music of the scene behind the painting. Should make a great little video. So that's why I'm doing this quick live thing, which gets to document it, the rest of it. So I've got it. Then I'll probably speed it up or something, I don't know. So I'm trying a Caravaggio, so the whole point of this, I should talk about the painting side, is that I'm trying a Caravaggio technique, but with acrylic paint. So I think it's Caravaggio, I'm pretty sure. Is that you block out the colour, and then that's a sfumato technique where you do light layers of colour, building it up. But I will do, and I'm going to do that with oil. But I thought, just to speed things up, I'll just do the blocking with acrylic, because that way I don't have to wait a couple of days to paint. Oh, I can do it in do it after a couple of hours for one, or even immediately. But I'll give it a couple of hours for water to dry. And then I haven't done this a lot. I've normally just gone straight to painting the whole thing, but I kind of I like trying different techniques and seeing where I go with it. So now I've kind of got the main image down. I just need to like shade it. And like even though Midjourney is brilliant at giving you reference photographs, I kind of end up changing it quite a lot. For example, like I've made her face much more thinner, and her neck as well, because she needs to look a bit more gaunt. She doesn't look like she's dying in the photo. She looks very pretty, and I don't want to make her like absolutely ghastly, because at the end of the day, it is a kind of operatic drama, Hollywood-esque. In Hollywood, they don't make people dying that look really like people dying, do they? They give them a kind of sickly look, but still a kind of beauty, which is nothing wrong with that. It's suspended belief, isn't it? The world is messed up enough without everything in film and TV being blatantly real. I do like that sometimes, but also like a bit of suspended disbelief, which Disney gives in that, don't they? Did a great job for the whole century. And Beauty and the Beast, I love that. I love that cartoon. There's so many. I love the art. I love the music. Alan Menken did a lot of the 90s ones. And and the thing that I also like about this is why it's very much like an opera rather than just a musical, because I'm employing a lot of the techniques I learned with counterpoint, which if you listen to a Mozart Marriage of Figaro, you can have like 6 voices going on at once in a sextet, and it just sounds like harmoniously beautiful music. But you can't have 6 conversations going on at once in dialogue. It would just sound like a mess. But that's the great thing. It says it in Amadeus, the film. He talks about that. It's a great film, that. But he says how, where else can you have 6 conversations going on at once and it's just beautiful? You can't. That's why I like operas. The potential for operas over anything else. So I guess it's like a musical type opera. It's kind of really, it's not hard to listen to. I like big melodies. I like writing big melodies. It melts my heart when I hear big melodies. So kind of liking this way of doing stuff. I don't know why I haven't done this before. You're pretty much, I think, because it's, I like the danger of just going straight at it and not planning anything out, not sketching. But it's, this is the same kind of thing, but it's a bit more methodic. Lord knows I need a bit of method. So then I'll just take the oil and I'll use that zest dip, which is that orange peel thinner on the oil. That'll do, donkey. And then I put a bit of liquid with the oil, so it speeds up the, well, it thins it out a little bit more, but also speeds up the drying. I'm very impatient. I guess that's the ADHD. But I'm not going to go on about this bloody, because everyone's going on about ADHD, and it's just, you know, my whole family has it, and I've always had it, and it's just, we had it before it was fashionable, but it's just not something that's, I just don't think it's anything to be, don't know why it gets this focus, it's ridiculous. It's like someone needs to have yeah. You get a person going, yeah, I've got multiple sclerosis. Or I've got Parkinson's. Oh, you've got Parkinson's. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I've been recently diagnosed. Like, oh my God, what, Parkinson's? No, not Parkinson's. What with cancer? Pixie? No. With ADHD. Oh. And the other person, their friend goes, yeah, I've got disease. Have you? Oh my God, what have you got? Alcoholism. The disease of alcoholism, ADHD. It's a real disease. Yeah, I know, just like my Parkinson's, just like my multiple sclerosis. It's a bit weird, isn't it? This world, all these celebrities coming out as if they've got some major thing. I've been diagnosed with ADHD. What do I do now? Well, maybe don't watch stuff you're bored of. Maybe watch stuff you're into. Maybe do stuff you're into, and then it won't bother you. But I can't concentrate. I do loads of things. Yes, I know what it's like, but that's what makes us different, isn't it? Some people can stick at one thing, one task, and that fascinates me. I used to have an assistant like that. It's amazing. You just literally do. You just sit there for hours doing the same task, and but brilliantly, and I couldn't even imagine that. They probably looked at me and went, I can't imagine being like that. But it makes the world go round, doesn't it? We're all different. It's not a disability to be different. It's like dyslexia. I've got dyslexia too. It's a superpower. It's not a disability. I see things completely different to other people. And that's, it's a superpower. You just, people that haven't got dyslexia have got superpowers too. They can read a whole email and get the right context. But that seems like a superpower to me. But then again, I can read an email and come up with an idea for a lyric because I've just lost where I am. I've read something backwards, and then it aids creativity, I think, all these things. So the hand, so this is why I don't even look at the photograph, the mid-journey thingy, because they always get hands wrong. And I can kind of just imagine hands and paint them. I don't need to have reference. Just imagine the kind of like form of the hand, and then kind of just paint around it. And it gets it right. I don't know why people have such a hard time with it. Just imagine the hand in your head and kind of, yeah, I don't know if that's common. People can just imagine the hand. You might need to have reference. And just shade it. I love this shading, look at that. So that's just like a real dry brush technique, that. Using the acrylic. I need to know how his arms doing that. Hopefully I'm going to make it my Rembrandt-y. A lot of darkness with a little bit of light, because there's a weird ass AI candle set up which would probably burn them up immediately. But I've just redone it, like there will be a candle there, so the light source of the candle's there and the moonlight around there. So I love working with acrylic and stuff because it dries so quickly, you can just repaint over it if you make a mistake anyway. Experiment. And I'm painting on, I love painting on this stuff. It's PVC cotton, polycotton. And they use it for prints, but the thing is, I damage, I can't tell you how many paintings I damage. Punch holes, I drop them and then they get holes through them. So cotton canvas, so that my choices are linen canvas, which is really expensive and just unnecessary. Polycotton, which seems to be somewhat indestructible and will last forever. Or cotton canvas was a lot cheaper, but it's just weak. I keep damaging it, having to repair the paintings. I mean, honestly, so many of my paintings I've had to repair. So I've had to rethink it. And I'm not just, I paint a lot. I can't afford to do everything on good linen. It costs a bloody fortune. And frankly, I think poly cotton canvas is amazing. And will last forever. And it's pretty much, it seems almost indestructible. Very hard to you can't punch a hole in it. Well, that suits me, that does. And it's, it's affordable. That's around there. Yeah, this is so much better. This might be my new technique of painting for a while. He says that, and then 2 hours later, doing something else. So this does seem like I've been wanting to change up my style, and this does seem like a good way of painting. Preparing, they call it preparatory sketch, Ryan. I can't be taught. I have to teach myself. That's why I love YouTube. My YouTube subscription is about the best thing ever. I don't have to watch adverts, so I can speed through videos. I certainly don't expect anyone to watch me paint for hours and hours. I'm just literally It's a great way of documenting it easily. Taking up hard disk space. Use up Google's hard disk space. Yeah. I didn't realise like Caravaggio and all those painters had this projector type mirror thing they used. I was surprised. There was a great David Hockney documentary. You can see it on YouTube where he explained how they did it, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like at most, like if a painting looks like a photograph, that's what they've done. And because we don't see like a photograph really, do we? I kind of go in between. Well, with this, I go in between. Like I don't have the concentration span to sit there and just do it exactly like a photograph. That's just that's. I mean, that's a that's a skill, a superpower. Those hyper realist painters, I don't think you need any talent for that at all. I think you need incredible patience. Well, the only talent you need really is incredible patience and technique. And the technique's not a talent, but you know, the talent is that they can stick at something, even though to me it seems like you're a human printer. But you know, I couldn't do it. I just don't have that concentration span. So respect is due. I think Caravaggio probably did it, you know, just like sketched out the forms with the mirror projector thingy, and then just probably do what I'm doing, which is loose painting. Give it, because you know, you can't. I want to create more drama than that. That photograph does not give me a sense of pain, and that's kind of what my job is. A sense of pain. See if I put even more dark circles ready. This is where I'm going to go. I'm going right off the reference. So we need to make her look a bit more like she's dying. She's dying of the plague. I don't really want to put massive sores on her face. That's an artist license, that. But I need to make her look a bit more gaunt. There we go. Sinking cheeks. I like the fact that she's the focus, not him. So I quite like this. I did tons and tons of reference because I just couldn't get it right. No matter what I prompted. I've started doing, so I've got another scene with the bakery, and it was ridiculous. It just couldn't get it right, so I had to actually sketch out a drawing of a bakery scene the way I wanted it, and I put it up there. And though it didn't like use exactly what I drew, it started creating the right pictures. Which is, it's like it understood. I'm nearly there, I think. So I've noticed with clothing, you can just at least use the feel of the brush to get clothing folds. You don't have to like pay attention and draw it out or anything like that. You can just make up, let the paintbrush create the fold without you having to think about it. So you just use a bit of thick paint, just use it there, see? bit of thick paint, and then you've got a crease, and then you just, as it lightens up, you just do it around, and you've got a fold. Pretty easy. See, it's darken it. No, doesn't have to obey the rules of physics. Just has to look like a fold. Dark. It just creates itself. As the paint goes off the brush and it dries out, you just do the rest of the crease. So it gets a bit of form. See, now it's quite dry, I can just complete the crease. See? It's pretty easy. That's almost like a, is actually there. Well, kind of paint the more creases. Okay, that's a skin. I always love the way Rembrandt paints, like a lot of light in one place. It creates drama that way. It's a massive inspiration. I mean, Rembrandt is clearly the greatest painter who ever lived. I don't think anyone's ever come close. Like really, when you look at what he can create, even little paintings. Like I went to what's the one in Amsterdam? Big museum. My brain is mush, but it's there's a little one there of an old woman with a book. Oh my God, this about that big, and her hand is about that big. Oh my God, I don't think I've ever seen a hand so well painted, and it's so tiny. You're going, that seems like impossible. It seems like it's impossible, and yet he did it all those years ago. Like you see like realistic paintings now, but they're like hyper-realist paintings are massive. Give me a hyper-realist painting that big. Anyway, I don't like hyper-realist paintings because they're just literally a photograph. Oh, it's not a photograph? God, I would kill myself. No, don't exaggerate, Ryan. Someone goes, oh, you mean that's not a photograph? You painted that? That would depress the crap out of me. So you're saying, oh yeah, no, I actually painted what my iPhone could do in 0.001 second. Don't really get that. Where's his other hand? Okay, his other hand's a bit lost. So I'm gonna have to create it. I don't know why they can't really get hands right. But luckily, this gives me sense of purpose. The hand painter, paint any hands, anytime, anywhere. You just tell me what you want, and I paint the hand. See, there's his hand. Be quite gentle. Actually, it seems more like I think his third finger a bit more folded in there, and his little finger almost lost in the dark. Doesn't matter too much about the drips, I can get rid of that. Just make it a bit dark around the hand. It's kind of curling his hand. Always curling a hand can be quite challenging. Just get it from shading, get the form of the hand. Yeah, see? It comes to life, the shading. I mean, I guess I could have just painted out my head the scene, but I do have a style that's quite cartoony. I guess it's quite fine for this, but I don't know, I just fancied a change. I kind of paint out my head figures and scenes, and I like my technique of doing that, but they come out quite Gorgon, which is kind of cartoony, and I like that a lot, but I just fancied a change. I wanted something a bit more Caravaggio, so I use reference. And then I just, you know, it's not hard for me just to invent a hand and correct the scene where it doesn't actually work. Nearly there. Doing quite a lot of these videos, not to be instructive really, just to be documenting stuff for me. Don't really care if people watch it or not, but they can if they want. I like chatting anyway. That's why I go live really, because otherwise I just wouldn't talk. If I go live, I can pretend there's someone listening and chat like that. All his clothing, maybe not. Maybe it's not that accurate for that. But it's melodramatic opera, isn't it? Rima. Suspended disbelief. Or suspended belief. What is it? What's the saying? The light will bounce off his head and become a moonlight there, a candlelight there. I think it's probably enough for now. If you watched all of that, you deserve a medal. See you later.